first real hard decision was the venue. And if anyone has been married here or helped plan a wedding, you know how many decisions go into it. For me, the venue was the really big one. How big is it going to be? What's the music going to be like? What's the food going to be like? Is it by the ocean? That was really important for me. So we went to hotels, we went around. Farms are a really big thing lately with weddings, so we saw a couple of those. But we landed at the St. Mary's Boat Club, if anyone's familiar with it. So it's right on the ocean, but not huge. So it's a little strip of ocean that goes into the Atlantic, but on the other side it juts out and it's a national park. So you get the ocean, you get a veranda, you can sip your wine, look at the stars, hear the music, but get away from it if you're sick of dancing. Been to a wedding there before. I was on the veranda sipping wine, looking at the stars. So we had that. They only had one date, and it was the one that we had picked, September 7th. So it was very cosmic, it was wonderful. We booked that, and a lot of stemmed from that venue. So we got a photographer, and again, we're responsible, year and a half, we have a budget, we do plan A and B for photography. Sun, no sun. So plan A, if it was nice out, we were gonna do it outside, right on a rugged beach, very Nova Scotia. We had the pine trees, we had the ocean, we had boulders, just in case anyone wanted to fall. Gotta make it interesting. And plan B was going to be inside, actually at the bar we had our first date, and also where Brandon proposed. So it's a very sentimental space for us. And there's 3 sections to it. So the basement is a very British pub. So the building was built in 1837, and it still has the original mason work. Beautiful acoustics, horrible lighting, so that was out of the equation. The middle is just kind of like a lounge, but the top is something out of The Great Gatsby. It is mahogany wood. It's red leather velvet. They literally have velvet drawstrings for the windows. A huge bar, and good lighting. So that was the area we're gonna be at, the top. So this is great. We got the sound equipment, we decided to do the flowers ourselves, the food ourselves, with a lot of help from family. Don said he's never gonna roast potatoes again, ever. He helped out a lot. So everything's going well. I got my wedding dress here actually when I visited Don and Donna over Christmas at Valentina's, and Jen, yes, Jen said and Jen. So let's skip forward to a month. So we have everything planned. Our second bedroom is no longer a bedroom. It's a closet for all my decorations for the wedding. Everything's coming together, all the plans are set, the best plans. And I wake up one morning and I put on the news, and apparently overnight, this gentleman at 3 o'clock in the morning decided he wanted to scale the building, the Henry House, my favorite pub where I got proposed to, my first date, my plan B section for if the weather was bad. He wanted to scale it to the 3rd floor. Now it was closed down. He wasn't even that drunk. It's a stone building, but it has some ivy on the outside. So he propels himself up. And like Spider-Man, swings into one of the windows. There's no door, it's a 3rd story. He goes in, just breaks everything, starts a little fire in the corner, just a lot of damage. He's caught, thankfully, but they had to shut down that section for 6 months to renovate it. So, plan B is no longer plan B. But it's a month out, we call around, we can't really find any places, so we kind of put it to the wayside. We're like, it's been the best summer of the past 10 years I've lived here. It hasn't rained one day, there's a heat wave, we're going to the beach every day. Plan A is still a go. Stupid, right? So it gets closer and closer, and one piece of advice I was told was to not look at the weather. It's Nova Scotia, it changes on a daily basis. Don't stress yourself out. So I did not look at the weather at all. So it's about 3 days before the wedding. It's a Saturday, my wedding, so it's like a Thursday or whatever. And the radio is saying a scary word. Hurricane. Uh-oh. But sometimes hurricanes aren't that bad. Sometimes it's just a little wind, not a lot of rain. It's like I don't even need a machine to blow my hair for the pictures. So I'm just really hoping for the best because there's no plan B. And they're like, oh, maybe it won't hit Saturday, maybe it'll be Sunday. It hit Saturday. But we're not there yet. We're at the night before. And we want to not be together the night before. We want a traditional kind of separation. So I'm at an Airbnb with my bridesmaids, and he's at home cooking chicken and washing dishes for the wedding. Traditional. So I promised I would not talk to him the night before or the day of, which is very hard for me. He's my best friend, so everything happening I just want to share with him, but I wasn't allowed. So I make programs, I stay up late, I go to bed at like 3 o'clock at night, I'm not doing last minute things, I'm writing my vows for the reception, and then I take a nap, I get up at 5 o'clock for my hair and makeup. We're getting married at 10 o'clock in the morning, by the way. We wanted an early wedding. We had pushback on that, but it was the one thing we really stuck to. My dad was the pushback. He said he wanted to sleep in, and I was like, that's cute. No. So the morning happens. I've been awake for like 6 hours, so it feels like the afternoon to me, but it was 7 o'clock. So my makeup artist is there, I'm getting my hair done, and I get a call. And I'm like, someone take this. So my dad answers it, and he's like, Courtney, you have to take this, which is not what you want to hear on your wedding day. I wanted a mimosa. I didn't want to deal with problems. I did all the plans, remember? I was responsible. The reception canceled because the hurricane's happening, and it's an insurance liability. They're on the water. And I hear that. I'm like, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Canceled. Thank you. Okay, that's good. Click. I look at everyone. I'm like, how's everyone doing? I'm doing okay, thanks. The reception's canceled. What? And that was the moment that the chaos really, really started. And I could go on. There was 100 different things that happened that day were the best laid plans, the plans that we spent a year and a half doing. By the way, for a surprise, I thought it would be cool to have like a muscle car for Brandon. So I got a Challenger, like a Mustang, huge. The guy was like, are you sure you want to get this? There's a hurricane on Saturday. You're not covered for anything, for damage. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. So we got married at 10 o'clock in the morning, which was the best decision, and I'm so glad we stuck to it because the hurricane really started getting bad at 2 o'clock. So we still got married at the church that we really wanted to. And one of the best things from that day was how special Brandon and I felt, how loved, because we had like a posse around us, just cell phones to their ears, calling around, trying to see if we could get like any hotels, any rooms, a shack, I don't know, anything for a reception. We had the food, we had the alcohol, we just needed a space. And I literally think every venue in Halifax was called like several times. Like, this is Dawn, this is Donna, this is the second cousin, are you sure you're not open? But we got a hotel space, we brought all of the food there. Nothing happened to the Mustang, but it was pretty apocalyptic. We were driving around, trees were falling, Brandon was driving, and I was like, aren't you happy with the car? Watch out. We called it the zombie game, the trees were zombies. But it was amazing, and yeah, like I said, a ton of different options that could happen. But it was the love of the day. And so when I tell people that I was married during Hurricane Dorian, they're like, are you okay? I'm so sorry. But I wouldn't have changed it for anything. I wouldn't change it because I had everyone there with me. And so the biggest takeaway from all that, besides the laughs and how stupid and naive we were that we had a year and a half and everything was going to be okay and great, was that it's the people you surround yourself with. We had the most important people with us, taking care of us, looking out for us. So I was smiling the whole day. Brandon was worried. He was like, "Are you okay? She's gonna crack any minute." But yeah, so we're married during Hurricane Dorian. And if anyone wants to talk to me after about the honeymoon in Hawaii that we went to, there was a forest fire on our honeymoon. So that's next month, okay? Thank you.